Guys, it's me again. Today's topic is chapter 7, C# Loop part 2. And if we look closer at the lesson plan for the week 11, we have no class for all sections, but in this week we have chapter 7, interrelation statement loop part 2. Maybe I remind you that read full lecture. First, you need to fill out the leave form here. And case 1, inform before the lecture start. And case 2, if you were absent from class, you must provide proof such as a medical certificate. And sorry about that. And you have the Google form here that you need to fill out. As our subject rule announced in the orientation, only requests are leave via our Google form here. For this, we'll send mail for informed leaving. Sent mail not informing a leave or missing or absent. Please fill out a form above. Select the second class. Attach PDF file of email that you sent and explain the reason. Please check your information of your leave so you can view response sheet here. If not collect information, please refill this form. Select the second case. Attach the PDF file from all form and explain the reason that why you must leave. Reminder: weekly attendance check. Do not forget to complete and submit lecture assignment for recording attend by the deadline for each lecture class. And you also have to evaluation system. We have it for you to give us some feedback, so please do it. Here's the link that you can do it. Now we talk about group project. It's just counted for 25% of your grade. Number of student, 1 group equal to 5 students. Form a group with only your classmates from the same lecture section. Example, if your lecture on Monday is section 1 plus 5, if I remember it correctly, for my class is 3 plus 6, right? Date, week 16 in your lecture, 16 in your lecture plus lab hour. Presentation object 10 minutes per group. Question and answer 5 minutes per group. If you're missing for presentation day, your presentation score will equal 0. If you're missing or do nothing for the project, or you have report by your teammate, your group project will equal to 0 as well. And we have some rubric for you here. Criteria total part is 25% of your grade. 5 points for the completeness, logic and technical basics. You have if else, alright. If you have if else, you have 2 points. If you have switch case, you have another 2 points. If you have function, you have 4 points, and so on. Group project will account for 25% of your grade, and you can see the rubric here. It will be console application, so you no need to make a GUI interface. Any topics, for example, noodles shop, library, ticket reservation, and so on. Alright, let's get started for our lesson. For our live, we will review you about the previous class, and we have post-test loop statement, do while, and you have infinity loop, you have jump statements, and you have break, you have continue, and you also have nested loop. three category of control statement. Conditional or selection statement is consists of if, else, switch, and case branching. You have iteration loop statement. This consists of do, for each, and while looping. You have jump statement. This is consists of break, continue, return, and go to statement. Concept of loop. A loop is a control statement that allows repeating execution of a block of statements. May execute code block by fixed number of times. May execute a code by given condition hold. Maybe it could execute a code block for each member of a category when you use for each, for example. Loop equal to do something again, equal to repeat some part of code in your program. And you have iteration here, you have conditional iteration here, you have do while here, do while will do the post test, and you have while here. So most of them do the pre-test here and here, and this one will do for each for item in the given data structure that you draw. That it could be array, it could be custom structure that you draw it to it. And kind of iteration statement, do while is check for a condition after starting for each loop is true. Actually do while will do at least one times here because it checks the condition later, right? And for while is the most basic loop, check condition before starting each loop if it's true. So it have some condition here. If this condition is satisfied, it will do anything in this base list. For most common loop structure, a loop structure that contains T-space statement. Check condition before starting of each loop is true. It will have three steps, right? Initialization, condition, and updation. For each, it will automatically loop for a collection or an array of items. So if you have each of them, it will do something for each of them here. Component of loops. Loops component. When repeating anything, a loop needs a starting point or initialization step to start, and it will also have decision for continue. If the condition is not met, if the condition is failed, it will stop. A runner to control the loop. The runner will count the step, or you can call it step, and update step for next iteration. P-test loop is just like this. It will check for condition first. If the condition is failed, this loop will not be executed. If this condition is true, it will do anything in the curly braces, and it will also update your step and check it again for the next iteration. So you can see here, check is first. This one check is first. This one also check is first. And for while loop and for loop, they are interchangeable. If you can see here is the initialization, right? It's the same as here, which is the initialization part. And you also have a condition for I less than 10. For I less than equal to 10, it will do anything in here. This one have some stop condition. It will stop when I equal to 11, right? So it's the same of this one. So they both interchangeable and you can pick one to use. Now we compare for loop 2y. It's the same concept. You have integers that have initialization equal to 10 and ui more than equal to 1. For the addition part is I minus minus. If you can see here, you have initialization here, and for the y you have the condition here, which is the same, I more than equal to 1, and you have a statement, then you have update statement here. This one you have the update statement here, but this one you have it inside these curly braces. Simple tracing a loop. Initialization I equal to 1, yi less than equal to 3. Console white line, and this will say hi. So loud 2, I will equal to 2, and it will say hi. For the third iteration, the loud will be 3, and the I will be 3 as well, and it will say hi. When the loud 4, will complete this condition, it will not be executed anymore, because this one say is less than equal to 3, so 4 is not inside this loop. For the summation equal to 0, summation plus equal to I plus plus, so this one would be 2 and this one would be 4, and the summation for the first iteration, this one will be 1 and this one will be 1.2. Sorry, it's not 1.2, it's 1 plus 2, right, which is 3, and this one will be 3 plus 3, it will be 6 here. How about this one? This one will try to mod it with 2 if it's equal to 1. Console white line k. So it's something to do with odd and even, isn't it? If it's modulo by 2 equal to 1, which means it is an odd number, right? For the k, for the first iteration is 1. For the second iteration, this one will be 2 and this one will be 3 and this one will be 4. For the result, it will print 1 here, and this one is will skip, it won't print anything, and it will print 3 here because it is an odd number. For each, automatically loop for each element. This will print each character for hello individually. So if you use string s equal to hello, and you say for each character, for each char, now will be called ch in s in here. If you print ch here, it will print each letter of hello right here. Summation for each will be used in more in chapter 9 or array. So it will be explained more in chapter 9. Post-haste loop statement or do while. Component of loop. You can see sometimes we have pre-test, right? We test this before we will do the iteration, or we execute statements inside this iteration. Loop while and for, please check before repeat. And for the post test, it will do at least once. It's used for do while. It will do anything in this do at least once, and it will do the condition checking. If the condition is not met, it will go to false and it will jump back. It will ignore this iteration. And if the condition is true, it will do whatever inside the do condition again and have update step here. It will check after repeat. Do while. Here is the flowchart. Here is the pseudocode. So you have start here and you have do, then you have curly braces here, you also have statements here, and you also have step while condition. So you do at least once, right? And you check its condition when it's completing its iteration for each iteration. Let's see do while example 1, I equal to 1, and do console.while I plus plus. Then this have I less than equal to 10 here, which is the condition. So you can replace it here. What it is do, what it does is will print number from 1 to 10, right? Because this one say is less than equal to 10. Do while example 2, you have selector ch equal to y and menu. You have console while line menu and menu read line. You want to read line from user, and you say order again, read one selector from the keyboard. So it will be read line array number 1, right? Y ch equal to y. As long as ch equal to y, it will do this statement again, but it will do at least one time, just like I said. Alright, now what? Now menu equal to 0, and display menu, you have cake, you have tea, you have exit. Alright, let's begin. You have console.while menu, and your menu equal to in phrase console read line. You will read menu from the user. If menu equal to 1, it should say while line 50 baht. If nothing else, it should say thank you customer. For this one, menu equal to 1, right? But this one keep for else if menu not equal to 1. It should say thanks customer. Y and Y menu not equal to 3, because 3 is exit. So you can use for that purpose as well. Pre-test and post-test loop. If it's pre-test, it will be here. If it's post-test, it will be at the very last line. This one for do while and this one for while loop. If you look it carefully, you can see they are almost the same. But yeah, if the initialization are equal to 1 like this, it will do just like the same. But if the initialize is not 1, it will check it first. But this one will check at least one time. It will say hi at least one time. Common loop error, forget start or continue or step. Extra the symbol after y and 4. Forget the symbol after the y. Use this symbol instead of this one in 4, and you forget curly braces. Infinite loop. infinite loop, infinite forever, or perpetual loops. Loop that run without stopping. Clause is missing start, is missing stop, or is missing step. Or you have an order of start, stop, and step. Sometimes it's inattention. Oh, sorry. Sometimes it's intention, like you want it to happen. Generally, infinite loop should be prevent, but some application or some scenario we use it. For example, in the network application and blockchain application, sometimes you intend it to happen. Infinity loop missing. This one you missing step, right? Step is lost. Here step is lost. The updater is gone, it's not here. So it will be infinity loop. Or sometimes you unorder. This one is will stop, right? No. Hang on. No, it will do the forever loop. Because say I less than equal to 10 and I is less than equal to 10, and it will say I minus minus, so it will go to the negative way, right? And it will run forever. And for this one, it say I more than 0 and I keeping update into the positive value. So this one is also infinite loop or another loop. And you can do this one as well. This one mean you will do for forever. It will do the infinite loop for you. And if you say while true, it will also do infinite loop for you because this condition is always true. And for the do while, it will do at least one time here, and it will do it forever afterwards because your condition is true here, is always true. Jump statement. For the jump statement, you have break. Break, this one you use for break out of the loop entirely. Some loop need a break before they stop. Infinite loop need a break. Continue. Break out from this iteration of loop and move on to the next iteration. For example, I equal to 1 and the next one I equal to 2, and if I say continue, I will equal to 4. It will leave I equal to 3. It will jump at I equal to 3, right? Break statement. For this one, is to say I start from -5 and do y if I less than equal to 5. This will do I plus plus and console y line 10 dy by I. So the first one, is true, -2, because it starts from -5, right? 10 dy by -5 equal to -2, and so on. Then you stop here, you stop at I more than equal to 5. And here you have while loop I less than 5, and if I equal to 0, then break. I equal to 0 will happen when I equal to 5. Oh, hang on. When I equal to 0 here in some iteration, the first iteration, the second iteration, the third iteration, the fourth iteration, the fifth iteration, when I equal to 0, because this one is I plus plus, right? So this one is minus 5. Is you do this one 5 times. 1 2 3 5. Oh, 1 2 3 4 5. Here what you got from this code. For break, you have it here. Is we break when I equal to 0. So technically it will loop 5 times and it will stop. Will it be the same? I equal to 5. If I equal to 0, I equal to 5. I don't think it would be the same, because this one is to break, and if you leave this line will suppress it, and this one will print it out. So I don't think it's the same. You can try by yourself. Continue statement is used for skip the next statement in the loop. For example, if you have the loop like this, it will print out 1 to 10, right? And if you have continue here, and if I equal to 5, continue, you were missing 5 here. The 5 here will disappear. It's leave only 1 2 3 4 6 7 8 9 10, but 5 will get rid out because of this statement. And if you have it like this, your I equal to, if your I equal to 5, it will continue. And how about this one? If I not equal to 5, it will print something. So hang on, let me think. This one will say 1 2 3 4 and 6 7 8 9 10, and this one will say 1 2 3 5. Oh, sorry, 1 2 3 4 6 7 8 9 10. So it will leave 5 here. So they are equal for this recording. They continue here. It will do the same. Break vs continue. So you have iteration here. It start from minus 5, less than 5, I plus plus. If I equal to 0, it will break. So it will stop when I equal to 0. And this one, I equal to 0, it will continue. So it will skip I when I equal to 0. So what you got here is minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, and minus 2, and minus 1, and it will break. And what you got here, you got minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, and minus 1, and it will skip when I equal to 0, and it will start to print when I equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As you can see, it's different. For this one, it will leave out of the 5 here, right? You can see 5 here. And for this one, it say I plus plus continue, so it will work at the same. both of them are the same. It's just different from the type of loop that you used. Continue makes program jump to continue condition immediately and skip or statements after it. Alright, what it says is to do this one and this one. When you see the continue, the statement afterward is will leave out, it will not be executed. Just like this one, the statement number 1 will be executed and statement number 2 will be executed, and will leave out this statement, it will leave out. In the same category, it will do the same with this type of loop as well. As you can see here, nested loop. What is nested loop? It's the loop within loop. Loop is processed from inside to outside. The total number of loop equal to the number of loop multiplied. If there are two nested loop, we can think of row and column here. Nested loop, you have loop here and you have another condition here for another loop. You can see the outer loop and the inner loop here. Nested loop, you can put our loop inside another loop. For example, you have y I less than 3 here, and you have yj more than equal to 1 here. You have loop inside loop, that's why they call it nested loop. For the result, you need to try to do it slowly and think it clearly if you don't have a compiler. For this one, I equal to 1 and j equal to 5. Y I am less than 3. Y I less than 3, okay. Yj more than equal to 1 is to do console y line I spacebar, and plus j is to print I and j, separate them by spacebar, and j will minus and I will plus. J will equal to 5 here to make it back as the initialization number here. So the result will be let's start at the first iteration. You will have 1 here and spacebar and 5 here, right? And j will keep minus, so you have 1 here and 4, 1 here and 3, 1 here and 2, and you have 1 here and 1. You don't have 1 here and 0. It's never happened because this one check for I more than equal to 1, so 0 is not included in this condition. So it will go to I++. It will give back j back to 5. So the next iteration will be 2. I will equal to 2, and 2 is still valid here. It's still valid in the outer loop here. So you can see 2 here, I equal to 2 and j equal to 5, I equal to 2 and j equal to 4, I equal to 2 here and j equal to, and so on. You can think it like that, and the result will be similar to something like this, something just like a table if you have a nested loop. If j is not equal to 5, what would happen? It will happen only the first iteration of this one, right? So let it begin. I equal to 1, this loop will say, all right, I equal to 1 is included in my condition, and this one will say j more than equal to 1. All right, for this iteration is covered with my condition. So the first iteration, you got 1 here, space bar 5, 1 here, space bar 4, 1 here, space bar 3, and 1 here, space bar 2, and 1 here, space bar 1, and it will out of this loop now, because this the condition is j minus minus, and this one, when the j equal to 1, it can be 0, right? 0 is not included here, so you can have only one iteration of this one and 5 iteration of this one, versus this one you have 3 iteration of this one. Print out each of them will print 5 iteration of this one. Nested loop, you say you will have the same result. Hang on. J equal to 5, j more than 1, j more than 1, j minus minus, j start from 5. For loop. Yep, they are the same somehow. You can try it on your IDE. For example 1, why C# program to display same result as expect? You have RC, or it stands for row and column. For R equal to 1, and R will be less than 10, plus plus, start from 1. So you can expect that you will have 10 lines here, and each of line you will have another 4 for C equal to 1 and C less than equal to 5 and C plus plus. You can, and it will white X, so if you watch it carefully, it's not white line, it's just white, right? So if you have X followed by each other, 5 of them, 10 times. How about this one? You change I to 5, so you can expect that you will have 5 row here, and each row will have 5x, just like that. For example 3, you will have, alright, watch this carefully. It say C less than equal to R, so it will depends on R, right? If R equal to 1, it will print just one of them. If R equal to 2, it will print 2 of them, because of this line here, because of the condition here, and so on, and you will have something lovely just like that. Sample 4, why a program to display the result as expect? I think it's the same of this one, right? I start from 5. Oh, sorry, I see it, it's backward, right? It's R start from 5, and if you R minus minus, this one R plus plus, it start from 5, and this one start from 1, and it's updated by R plus plus. This one updated by R minus minus. So you have the same thing, but it's just kind of backward. For exercise, why a C# program to display something like this? This one is 1 1 1 1. This one is quite easy, right? You can have 2 for loop and start from 5. then you have just something just like this one. To make it look like this, for this one you start from 1, right? The first iteration is 1, and for the next one you say it's up to r, and r start from 1, console y line x c, right? You got something like this. So it's quite easy if you want to try them. Similarly, how many loop statements are there, and what are the difference between post-test and pre-test and post-test loops? How do we break a loop? Can we put a loop inside another loop? Yeah, there are such easy questions for you that you can keep to yourself and try to figure out the answer. Thank you for your attention. Then see you next week.